Alrighty then, when you're ready, please introduce yourself again, introduce the run, give me a countdown for the timer, and we will get started.
Right, no problem. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome back. Yeah, round 2 this time. Different game entirely, something more my niche. Yeah, so I'm Viper Racers, whichever one you want to call me. This is Victory Heat Rally, a indie racing title from 2024, made by the guys at Sky Devil Palm in association with Platonic Friends. I'll be doing the Group Alpha All Races category today. So just to give a quick overview, Group Alpha is basically the introduction block for the game that you would do. This includes, the All Races includes the side races, Grand Prix, and the normal races, the Grand Prix, the side races, and the duels as well. So we'll try and explain a little bit as we go. But yeah, read it on time. I'll give you a countdown from 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so first things first, we have 3 tours in the group itself. So the first one is Breeze Tour. We're going to start with High Bank Haven. So now, because it's essentially a New Game Plus category, this, so you can use whichever character you want. There is no restrictions for how to do this category or anything like that. So we are using Pepe, who is the fastest character, to use this. And you can see here that the cars are similar to that of Road Trip Adventure, them sort of games. I think Choro HQ and Any Racers and stuff like that. You know, them Japanese PS2 titles, that sort of thing. Mini squish cars. The cars, I believe, are based off real life models, but obviously they're supposed to resemble like sort of real life models, but not fully real life models, if you get what I mean. So yeah, we're going to be going through all of these races first, and then obviously we've got a Grand Prix as well as a duel as well. So yeah, that's it for the first one. And we're going to be doing pretty quick. Between races last anywhere between a minute and a bit and 2 minutes. So you'll see that we're going to have circuit racing to do. And what we're also going to do is we're also going to have, as I said, we're going to have things called Joker races. So Jokers are essentially side races. Now these side races can range from drifting and getting a high score to overtaking a certain amount of cars to drifting through poles to passing through regular checkpoints, etc. Now there is 2 different main types of race in this game for like the normal races, we'll call it, which are circuit racing and rally racing. So rallying games are more my niche than like sim racing, that sort of thing. But it's a nice mix. The other thing is as well is, like I said, this game came out in 2024. To this day, it's still my personal favourite. There is also the fun habit of if you hit a back marker, that happens. Where you can, if you so desire, you can easily just destroy them and everything like that. So yeah, pretty good. The music as well, the music's very good. The music, the atmosphere, the design. For an indie title, a lot of love and care has been placed into this game, and it shows. It is, in my opinion, graphically gorgeous. I absolutely personally love this game. I had a bit of a... One of the stories I usually tell when I do this run, or just a run of Victory Rally in general, is I have a love-hate relationship with the game. So when the game was in its beta stage, I was fortunate enough that there was a gaming event. I think it's still going, but I haven't heard much about it since. But there was a game event going on in Manchester, the UK, and it was called Format, and it was basically where developers could show up. They would show up and they would show off whatever games they had, their latest games. And they would have obviously like a rolling demo or something like that. And one of the main things that came out of this was that like me and a friend of mine called Chris, we basically went to this event and it was like, just to see what's what. Anyway, me and him, we played this and he completely kicked my ass at this. you know, he completely kicked butt. And yeah, I was like, wow, I don't like this game very much. You know, I was like, oh, I don't like this game so much. Because I couldn't hack it. I was just like, I don't like the game. I don't like this. Yeah, like in general, it was. I ended up playing the demo when it came out on Steam and actually really enjoyed it because I was like, you know what, I need to actually sit down and really enjoy this. So the funny thing is, so this is one of the Gymkhana events, and you can see here that we have to hit cones and things like that. And yeah, it's called the Cone Zone, but basically you have to hit cones. This is what a Joker event is.
That looked like the VLC Media Player logo, but like it looked almost identical to like the VLC Media Player logo just then. I know that
honestly,
it's just a cone.
It probably is. It probably was. We will never know. But yeah, so as I was saying, so like one of the things about this game is that you have these rally events like this. So you can see here that we're gonna have a ball that's going to be on the track. You can hit that if you want. It's optional. You don't actually have to do anything. But the thing is, the rallies are an interesting prospect because you are timed and you have to keep up with yeah, you're timed, but you also have to keep up with the AI as well, like getting ahead of AI and stuff like that. So yeah, all good fun. But that's for sure. Yeah, like I said, for me, when I played the game, I wasn't a big fan, but I played the demo, and my partner, Linky, she played the demo as well, and she struggled with it, and I pushed on. I was like, I'm fairly certain I can get this, and then I actually realised that I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to buy this game when it comes out, and genuinely speaking, I really did fall in love with this game. I thoroughly loved it, really enjoyed it, and was like, yeah, I'll definitely be buying this when the time comes. So here's the thing: after you beat the races, normally you have to do the Grand Prix, which is the 4 races back to back. So yeah, the races that we've just been doing, yeah, we're going to do them all again, except we don't do the Joker races, unsurprisingly. One of the things that is noticeable, though, in my view at least, is that the AI has become a lot more faster now and a lot more difficult to try and get past. So yeah, you'll notice now that we'll start to get a lot quicker. Well, the AI will start to put more of a fight. For like a first-time players, so there are 12 characters in the game that you can unlock. Pepe is one of them. The 3 original characters, I think it is Clyde. I'm not sure. I think it's Clyde, Chrissy, and I want to say Lana. I don't know. But like, there's 3 characters that you have to start with, and you unlock the other characters as you go through the game. But yeah, no, it's very good fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun. And like I said, I've personally tried all different characters, and I've unlocked everything, like all the paint jobs and everything. But yeah, it's bonkers, you know. Yeah, it's all good fun. So like I said, during these I have to just wait in the Grand Prix. I've no other choice. I just have to wait because we have this scoreboard that comes up at the end of every race. So yeah, how things go at Beach Bash. Also, High Bank Haven, which is the first race that we do in the game, versus the actual Grand Prix, there is a difference of 1 lap. I know it doesn't sound like a lot. It's like an extra 15 seconds, but yeah, it's interesting. I'll say that. Also, that was nice. That was a nice move through them cars. I generally expected to get stuck behind them. So, like, if the AI is right in front of you, so this is actually something that I kind of want to mention. The game past the AI is the most crucial part of the run, for the races at least. If you happen to be stuck behind one as you're lapping them, like I said, the game gives you a fun mechanic, which is that you're able to batter them and destroy them. If I hit one, you'll see him go flying and he'll explode. If Personally speaking, I quite enjoy doing that. It is slower if that happens, but it's a nice mechanic that you don't lose too much speed. However, if the AI happens to be someone in front of you, there you go, that's what I meant. If the AI happens to be someone in front of you, who's actually fighting for position, they will actually slow you down quite a lot, and they can easily hold you up. So yeah, you do have to be careful with that one, to be honest. You're probably wondering as well about the duels, by the way. I mentioned before that we have duel races that we're going to do. They're a one-on-one, but they use a very different style. So sometimes you'd expect, like in a racing game, if there was two people fighting on screen for a position, then what would happen is the two people would usually do a race or something like that. That's what you'd expect, right? You'd expect them to be doing a race. And they'd either do like a one-lap showdown or they'd race around a circuit for 2 or 3 laps. Like in Need for Speed Carbon, for example, which is a one where you have like a dual sort of style system. But in this game, it's a bit different. So you and your opponent will start on screen. You'll see what I mean when we do it. Your opponents start on screen at the same time. And what happens is you both have a bar above you. And whoever is in front of the other will start to reduce the other's life bar, I guess you could call it. Basically, you both start off with a full bar. Whoever empties their bar the fastest, if you're the person that has their bar emptied by the AI, you lose. You empty theirs, you win. It's whoever can drain the health from the other person the quickest. I say health, I don't really know, but it's yeah, it's similar to if anyone's played the Tokyo Extreme Racer games. I know that they've released a new one, but they have something similar, and I'm fairly certain this is where they got that from for this game, or at least I'm hoping so. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say on that, to be honest. So we'll see how this goes.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh yeah, see how this goes. Like I said, the duels for me are the main ones. I personally think that they're not too difficult, although with Pepe, so this is another thing as well. By using Pepe, he has the highest top speed. You'll also notice something here, which is kind of crucial. So you notice when I'm boosting here, you can see that these like lines are flashing. It's supposed to signify that you're boosting and you're gaining speed. Well, if you've got these lines on the screen, it means that you're in boost mode at that current moment, which is quite cool. So if you can fill it at the faction bar there, you can see there that the thing is flashing. That means I'm in boost mode, and that comes in crucial because that means that you're able to pass boost gates, which you'll see in a minute or so. Hopefully with a bit of luck you'll be able to see it. So that is the Grand Prix done. You can see here that we win. So now what we need to do is we're going to challenge Tommy, who is our rival. You can see here, this is the first duel. So you'll see exactly what I mean when we do it. So we're going to try and hopefully get ahead of him. We probably won't. There's no way of getting like a rocket start off the line. It's just see what happens. So he will be able to get ahead. You can see here that immediately we're going to try and use our speed to get ahead of him, and as you can see now, or in a second, you should be able to see, we're going to have a red bar going down. There we are, like that. And that is the end of Tommy. That is the end of the first tour as well. Again, you get the "you win" thing as well. The duels, I'll be honest, the duels do get harder as you go. So next we are on to the Thunder Tour. So we're into our first race here called Knight's Path. I will be honest as well, I think I said before, that the graphics and the style that they've gone with for this game is very, very nice. And I will stress as well, because of it being 2024 when this game did release. That the game itself doesn't use, and this is another thing as well, as far as I know, they didn't use any AI to generate anything of the game, which is always a good sign. But yeah, like I said, in terms of Skydevil Palm, they've made a couple of games themselves, but this one, for me, is definitely one of their best. I hadn't really heard of Skydevil Peak until... Skydevil Palm, sorry, until this game released. But like I said, for me personally, I absolutely fell in love with this game. Not only was it the graphical style or like how easy it was for me to pick up and play, but also it was down to the soundtrack as well. The soundtrack was definitely something else as well. In terms of, like I said, speedrunning this game, I very much enjoy it. It's very much one of my guilty pleasures, I guess, for doing speedruns of in like the last year or so. I've done runs of the game. I remember when I first did a run of the game, and it was like, you know, it was like, oh, okay, we're really getting somewhere with this game. You know, it was going places. I'll be honest, I think I've got the record in most categories apart from the any percent, which I'm painfully did not get by 1 second. I'm ashamed to admit. But yeah, hopefully with a bit of luck, the any percent time will come down. The thing is that there is actually something that's just kind of crucial, which I haven't really mentioned. It's a bit of a weird one, but basically when you beat the last race of the game, you unlock the credits. You get the credits for the game. The credits are about 2.5-3 minutes in length, and there is no skip button whatsoever. And that makes sense for a game if you're beating it for the first time. It's like, you need to watch it. But it's like, if I've watched the credits more than once, surely there's a skip button, right? It's actually been one of the bits of feedback I give to the devs where I was like, there should be a skip credits button, I'm sorry to say. Or maybe there's a way of like skipping the introduction bits for when you enter a race or something like that. But whether that'll ever get implemented, I've no idea. I would like to see a few extra characters make an appearance and a few extra races. One of the key things that I definitely would have, I definitely did actually give us feedback, which was like, so one of the things that I would personally like to see is the game be mixed a little bit with like the so the races that you do for the Grand Prix be randomized. Is it obviously, or like, you know, some of the races be completely all over the place rather than the previous 4 you've just done, sort of thing, would be a nice touch. But at the end of the day, it's what the developers have done. So this one involves racing through these poles here. You have to actually get right through them. Now, bear in mind, for all races, we don't actually have to get anything higher than the bronze. So anything we get that is silver, or if we get a silver or a gold in any of these Joker races, it's a bonus. I'll try and get gold in some of them, but like, if I accidentally miss a pole, for example, it's like, oh, okay then, never mind. Doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world, is what I'm saying, you know, if I accidentally miss a pole or something like that. So, yeah. You can see here that I'm going to aim to get the poles. Yep, and there you go. Nice and easy. Done. So that race we've just done. We're actually going to do the regular race on the next one. So this is actually this is the actual race. So you get to see the race twice, one after another. One doing the Joker, one doing the actual race. So this is where we'll actually do it normally. Like I said, then we've got, after this we have Drift Stadium, which is a circuit race. Then we have what's called Gymkhana. I do believe it's not the only one in the game. It's not far off. I believe Gymkhana is an early form of the drifting in this game. So we have drift trials, we'll call it, where you have to rack up a certain amount of score and things like that. And obviously in this game it's like the drifting is actually determined by, so you can see at the bottom right corner above my speed, you can see that I have the bar that fills up. It goes green, then yellow, then pink. And if it goes pink, it's like maximum charge for the boost. So this is something that is obviously seen in, I think Mario Kart World uses it, and also Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, I believe, is also one that uses it. I believe. Not sure, but yeah, I believe it does. But yeah, so it's one of the systems that we use. But in the drifting events, they actually increase your score. So if you're drifting and then if you're drifting and then you unlock everything else, it's a lot faster. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty good. So yeah. Also, our host wants to say anything. Now is a brilliant time to mention it. Got plenty of time.
Well, so we haven't had any new donations in. I don't think I'll just double check and refresh the page just in case there's nothing. Nope, there's nothing that's come in. But if anybody does want to donate in Twitch, if you type !donate in the chat, that will bring up the link. On YouTube, there's a link in the description down below where you can go and donate to the InstaSpeedathon donation tracker. There's a poll for one of tomorrow's runs, the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers. The character choice poll, which is currently tied between Aragorn and Legolas. They have £5 donated to them each, but that means they're on a tie, which means that we need a tiebreaker donation to see one of them win the poll, so that it's the community's choice, not just Nick's choice when he comes to the run. So please get those donations in for that as well. Again, keep donations coming in, guys, because it goes to a really good cause. The donation total you see on the screen there is the total we will be donating to Everyone Can at the end. It already reflects the fact that we do take a 10% cut just so that we can cover our own costs as well. But there is also the option to add that to your donation. Then your full donation will go to Everyone Can. And there's just a little bit, there's a 10% extra that's on top that's given, that we retain essentially. But yeah, keep the donations coming in, everyone. I'll read them out as they come in as well.
So, this is the Gymkhana one I was on about. So, if anyone doesn't know what Gymkhana is, it is essentially showboating as a contest. I think that's the easiest way I can put it. But in this game, it shows as a case of a drifting circuit. You can see here that if you look on the right-hand side for the gold medal, it says over 30 seconds. And you can see at the top that there is a time limit that is counting down. Basically, every single cone that I hit will knock a second off, which is extremely difficult because the game decides it's going to be, well, difficult, and it wants to be. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes, but hey ho. So we're already at the Thunder Grand Prix, which is very fast. So immediately we have Kenzie. So immediately now we're doing the 4 races back to back again. So this will be a repeat of the, as I said, repeat of the races that you've already seen, but done in a Grand Prix format. So there are a couple of categories for this game. You've got the main any percent, which covers most of the games. There is also the all races category, which covers everything. There is also a 100% category. There's a few different separate categories. I've had a few ideas for a few, like any percent new game plus all jewels as well, which is a listed category, but it's one that I decided to do on my own and everything like that. But there is like a fair few categories to do. Each group allows you to do either all races, which is what we're showing off here for the first group Alpha. And there's also the case of this group Alpha, but there's also the case of you also have other ones too, which is so you have group Alpha, and then you also have group X and group Z, and then lastly when you do, so you've got the choice to do all Grand Prix or all races. So You can either just do the main races in the game without doing anything else, or you can do the other races. You know, do the, like I said, all the Grand Prix, just all the main stuff. You can do everything, including the Jokers and the Jewels and everything. It's completely up to you. The other one, which in my personal opinion is probably the most interesting, is called All Grand Prix. So there are 9 Grand Prix plus the Rally Mania GP in this game, so it's technically 10. Each tour has a Grand Prix, and you do each one of those. You face off against a different rival in each. And yeah, it's quite a good category in my opinion, for events especially, because it actually allows us to, whilst it is mainly just about, well, the racing and not a lot else, you don't really show off much variety apart from all the races get shown at least once. You get to show off like every single race and how the AI gets harder, and also the rival system as well. So yeah, you get to do quite a fair bit in the game. It's always nice. It's always nice. Now I do believe that this game, you can get it on sale. It might be on sale at the moment through the Steam Spring sale, which is going on, I believe. One of many sales that Steam has. But yeah, I believe you can get it on sale. It's usually between £10 or £15. If you're from the UK, I think it's probably about $15, $20 in the US. I'm not sure what that converts into euros. I want to say maybe about the same for euro. But yeah, you can, like I said, sit down, have put a few hours into this game, have a fun time with it. Me personally, I put way more hours into this than I should have, really. To be quite truthful about it. So yeah, it's very much a case of you know, one of them moments. But yeah, in terms of what you're doing for the game and everything like that, it's, as I said, fairly simplistic. There's not too much to explain other than you'll learn the mechanics as you go through the game. In my opinion, the game's actually not too hard to pick up. Once you get used to how the drifting mechanics works and you get used to the circuits, you'll be fine. Personally speaking. So yeah. But anyway, back on Regal Road, you'll also notice as well, one of the key things I haven't really spoke about is the time of day is changing for these races. So in you have a time attack mode as well for this game, and you're able to actually change the time of day. So a lot of the races you'll see, I think you'll see like most, if not every race in every time of day if you beat all races. But obviously, if you want to just play certain races at certain times of the day in time attack mode, then you can do that. Unfortunately, the leaderboards do not get tracked via like an online database or anything, or an online system, which sucks a little bit, I won't lie. So the community has no choice but to use SRC or another, like Google Sheets or something to keep track of times and things like that, which is a bit sad, but it's just how the game is for what it does. So yeah, not really too much to say about for that one. And we're on to the final race for the Grand Prix. So hopefully this will go well. It should do. I can't imagine it not going well.
3, 2, 1,
There we go. And we're off. But yeah, in terms of like the SRC page for Victory Rally, you can compete against people using I think time attack mode and things like that. The IL times are obviously, unsurprisingly, something else. They are ridiculously quick because the guys are doing insane speeds, like turning into the corners at insane angles and everything like that. It is mad. I've seen some of the IL records, and to say that they are over the top to be putting it lightly, because I'm there like going, I'm like, you're near enough touching the wall, how are you not like going slow? Yeah, no, it's just mad, to be honest. Hopefully, with a bit of luck, I think we should be fine here. Yeah, we will hopefully be able to get through this unscathed. I can't imagine us not getting through here unscathed, to be honest. The only thing is like I said, because you're on when we're doing the races normally, you're on like you have the slower AI, so navigating them is more of a pain. It is just a royal pain in the backside, but yeah, there's not a lot you can do about that, unfortunately. So that is the Thunder Grand Prix done, which means we now have to go after Kenzie. And hopefully she'll be nice to us. It can be a bit tricky with her, but nothing too bad. So the car that Kenzie has, the Iruka-R, is supposed to be like a knockoff of the Nissan Skyline. I think it's an R32 or an R33. A nice looking car though, I will say. But as I said, it's a mini version. So yeah, her car does accelerate rather quickly. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to hopefully try and get through here without, and hopefully try and pull away from her and make sure that she doesn't catch up with us. There we go. Brilliant. Through there, nice and easy. Now I will be honest as well. So the races that we do in Victory Rally, in the Jokers, but also in the Duels, you'll actually see that they don't have a map. It is an interesting one, to say the least. Yeah. And now we're on to the Sidewinder Tour. So this one will essentially be a bit more of a, let's see what happens with this, because these races, in my opinion, these are a bit more of a pain in this set of races. I have an easier time getting through these races here versus the rest. For some reason, I don't know why, I just can't seem to hack it, like, you know, to try and get away from the AI. Like on this particular race in the Grand Prix, it is just a bugbear, and I really wish it wasn't too big of a pain. But yeah, it was an interesting one, that's for sure. So the thing is, as well, with Pepe, the reason why I'm using Pepe is, as I said, he's the fastest character. He's got the highest top speed. Doesn't make him the fastest overall character, because if you look at the ILs, a lot of characters have really good top speed, but obviously it's not about how high of a top speed you've got, it's how fast you can go around the corners. So what you can do on the straight versus what you can do in the corners is something else entirely. I believe on ILs, you don't actually have any AI whatsoever, and the AI literally just will obviously get in your way any chance it gets. Also, welcome to Hyperbend. Hyperbend is like a roller coaster of a race, as you'll see here. So yeah, all good fun. So this is what I mean. Roller coaster? Very much so. Again, this is another race where we're getting through it cleanly now, and we're getting through just fine. But in terms of everything else, yeah, we're probably going to struggle a bit. Like I said, the Grand Prix for this one is way more difficult. At the moment, the single races shouldn't be much of an issue, he says, as he cautiously goes through these races. I'm just kind of like praying and hoping that AI doesn't get me way too badly, to be honest. I do want to try and get the pinkish purple, yeah, the pinkish purple sort of, you know, yeah, pinkish purple sort of boost. There we go. Okay, so we've got a Joker next. So this Joker is the boost one I was on about. So you remember before I was saying about when we're boosting, we have like them lines on the screen, and this is why. So you can see here that we have to be boosting when we go through these gates here. Now I'll try and see if I can get all of them. Whether I'll be able to or not, I don't know. But yeah, like you're supposed to be boosting. That light is supposed to be lit up when the time comes. So yeah, fingers crossed. I should be able to do this. At the moment, it's going kind of well. If anything, the ones that happen the best are the ones that are these ones here. So we should be able to get these ones. But then I think it was the last one I didn't get when I did practice before. There we go. Nice. That is Coastline Cruise done. That gets rid of that. And we're on Moonshine Mile. We've got Moonshine Mile and then we have Sideways Cyclone. But you'll see what that is when we've done it. Yeah, we've got another rally race to do. Luckily this is, in my opinion, quite easy. We're immediately up to speed here. Let's see if I can boost my way to the front. Now, it is known for me that the game lags a little bit on this race, so it may not be the best. But it's fine. I mean, we'll still get a goal. That's not going to be an issue. Just the game lagging and doing whatever it wants, and I'm like, okay then. Nice. I'll concentrate for a second here. Oh yeah, the AI on this, by the way, they do like to just respawn for fun. They love spawning infinitely during this one, so yeah, all good fun. Okay, so what we've got to do now is we now have a Joker that we've got to do. Now this Joker is interesting, so we have to reach the minimum amount of cars here. So this one isn't about keeping your speed up, it's about destroying cars. So obviously I want to make sure that I'm destroying as many cars as I can. And we want to make sure that we achieve the minimum. So I've got 10 there you go. 11, that's not what I want. Now, I am going to deliberately slow myself down a bit here. Basically, by hitting the cars, we're able to... There we go. Able to slow myself down a bit. There we go. We've got that one there. We're off to Tournament Grounds now. We have Tournament Grounds, we have Drift Stadium, which is a Joker race, then we have the Grand Prix, and then we deal with Renzo, and then we're done. So, yeah, won't be too long off now. Probably about another, less than 10 minutes, I'd say, depending on how the races go. To be honest, the Grand Prix is probably going to be the main bit where we'll gain or lose time. I can't see this being a major problem unless the game decides that it wants to tamper with me and mess with me. It'll be an interesting one. Yeah, so what can happen here, and it kind of already did happen there, I don't know if you guys saw it then, but basically, you blink and you'll kind of miss it. But the first two corners, for some reason, the AI gets stuck. I have no clue why. It gets stuck, and yeah, that's it. It's mental why it happens. It seems to either be a game bug or just a glitch, because I remember the game not doing that, or maybe I don't remember the game doing that. It's just the more I've ran the game, the more I've gone, oh, okay, so they're all stuck at the first corner. It's kind of funny, to be honest. Now they're all just stuck there and they're like, help. It also means less cars to overtake as back markers, which is always good.
Do we have time for a very quick donation?
We do, yeah.
We got Virtual QSO with £10 with no message, but it goes towards an incentive, which is the blindfolded incentive for Rhythm Heaven Fever All Medals by Supervisor T302. So that run takes place tomorrow. So that incentive now has £10 donated to it out of the £50 needed. I do just want to quickly query though, if Virtual QSO, if you're in the chat, do you want that to go towards any of the poll options at all? Because just in case you actually forgot to add one. Because I know I've been mentioning about the Lord of the Rings poll. I just want to make sure you. I just wanted to check first that you wanted your, if you check if your donation, you wanted your donation to go towards one of them or not.
This is what I meant with the drifting thing. So you can see here that I'm able to gain points, and I have a multiplier based on how much I drift through the corners. Obviously, I don't want to hit the... If you're drifting and you hit a cone, it resets the game multiplier. So you're not able to actually score more points. This is crucial in one of the races, I think it is. But yeah, that's the Drift Stadium one done, so nice and easy. So that gets rid of the thing. We do skip through the dialogue there, I'm afraid to say, but yeah, there we go. So we've got our Sidewinder Grand Prix here. Sidewinder Grand Prix, sorry. So this is where, in my opinion, the races do get a bit more tougher. I've tried to see if I can get through these races without hitting anybody, and sometimes I get a clean run, other times I don't. I clearly didn't get a clean run there because I got slowed down, but that's fine, we move on. Renzo will be in hot pursuit trying to chase us down, and we're not going to make sure that we don't let him. But for the most part, I can easily concentrate on these races here, and we should be good to go. I can literally just relax into a bit of a rhythm now, and that should be it. Yeah, I don't think we'll see Renzo again the rest of this race, so it's fine. We'll probably see his icon like there and say that he's on the other side and he's coming to get you, and it's like, yeah, but I'm in the fastest vehicle. No, you're in a car from 50 years ago. I'm in a Bugatti Veyron or something. That's kind of the difference, you know. He's in a really slow car. He's not actually. Like, I can make Renzo go a lot quicker than what he is doing. I think any player could, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, first race done and dusted. So we've got Hyperbend, Moonshine Mile, and Tournament Grounds to go through. And once we've done the Sidewinder Grand Prix, we've then got to go after Renzo, which hopefully he'll play ball and things will go well. Yeah, on to the second race of the Grand Prix is Hyperbend. This will be a bit chaotic, that much I know, because I've had this been chaotic before, and kind of chaotic, that's close enough. Yeah, that was chaotic enough for me. The races actually go very, very quick, I think, and that's actually a plus side. Like, I've not got a short attention span or anything, but like, you know, to have your races be like 1.5 to 2 minutes, not much longer than that, is actually really nice. You can see here that I'm obviously able to do a lap in 15 seconds. There's a lot to get involved with, you know, within 15 seconds, but the fact that a lap takes 15 seconds is kind of funny. It does make me laugh a lot, so yeah. You can get less than 14 seconds on most laps if you're fast enough with this. There we go. So, second race done, dusted. That's Hyperbend done. Now we move on to Moonshine Mile. And then we've obviously got Tournament Grounds, and then obviously we move on to beating Renzo in a duel race. So, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
This is about a minute and a bit, give or take.
Medium winding left. Easy winding right.
It is actually a bit tricky to do, like this for example.
Easy left. Easy winding right.
Whoop!
Medium right.
Nice.
Medium winding right.
There's Renzo.
Easy right.
Let's past him. So unlike in the other rally races,
Winding right.
now what happens is
Easy left.
you actually don't have any other cars in front of you. So this is now just, you can just drive all the way to the end. It's always quite nice.
Easy left. Easy left. Easy right. Easy left. Medium right.
There we go. Nice. Next we're going to move on to Tournament Grounds. So, last race of the Grand Prix.
Three, two, one, go!
Right, so there we go. I was hoping something would happen. It kind of happened. Did what it wanted to do. Okay, so also we've got a car that's going quicker than the rest. That's interesting. Never had one that goes that quick before, but sometimes they do. Fine by me. Anyway, we're in the lead. Nice and easy. Always a plus. What I need to do is keep it on the track, hopefully not encounter too many back markers during this race. At least I'm hoping that's the case. As I said, the music for me, definitely top notch for like I said, for an indie game as well. As I said, this game is quite cheap compared to a lot of games that you buy. I've had a lot of fun with this game since I bought it. I definitely got my money's worth. That's for damn sure, so we'll probably come up to some back markers here, I'd imagine. Sure. Close enough. Yeah, I'll sort of come up to back markers, it's fine. Okay, so now that we've done the Sidewinder Grand Prix, we've now got to deal with Renzo. So yeah, if we're I'll let you know when time is, but time will be when we beat Renzo.
Smooth. Pepe versus Renzo.
Okay, here we go. So time will be when the thing changes and says you win or winner. So yeah, here we go. Drive flat out to the end now. And time. According to that, that was a PB, but only just. I don't know, but I'll find out. I've timed it exactly as I would normally. According to that, according to what I've been told, it says it's a PB by 0.2 of a second. Apparently.
So final time. I don't know if this is the correct timing method for this, but 48:38 is what I've got on here.
Yeah, my live split got just short of 38. I got 48:37.97. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. But if it is, I've either just beat my PB by 0.2 of a second, or I've matched it exactly on the dot.
Oh god.
Which, if that's the case, there you go. I'm quite impressed with that, to be honest. How far was that underestimate? I forgot what estimate I sent.
The 55 minutes is what we've got on the schedule, but what you submitted might have been something like 53 or something. Let me double check that.
Well, I know I did my PB. I might have submitted my PB wrong.
Yeah, you put your estimate as 55 minutes, so that's the estimate that was put.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. So it's well under estimate, but we're actually quite a ways ahead of schedule now, which is always handy to be. So that we're in a pretty decent position right now.
Well, I'll just quickly close. I won't keep you too long. But first and foremost, there we are. I'll let the game show itself off. But yeah, just to give some final thoughts before I do head off. Firstly, thanks to InstaSpeedathon for having me. Thanks for letting me do 2 runs. It's been very enjoyable to do these 2 runs for you. I know they're completely different. One was killing zombies, the other one was racing through paradise, I guess, in certain aspects. I'm glad that this race came up because I love this track a lot. The water aesthetic is it's a beautiful colour and the design is fantastic. Just to kind of throw it over to Victory Rally for a second, if you wish to buy this game, I do believe it's on sale. Still, I don't know if it's on the spring sale on Steam. It may be, but usually it's up for about £10 or £15. Would definitely recommend buying it if you get the chance to and playing it through. It's a very enjoyable game. It's an indie developer, so obviously support the indie developers. Is something that I've started saying a lot over the last few years, but definitely support the indie developers. They obviously need your help in keeping the game industry alive. I don't want to see them guys out of a job because the amount of ideas that them guys have in that industry is a lot, and then a lot of them do revive classic, old ideas that the AAA games industry won't do. So yeah, big shout out goes out to the indie games industry for that. Shout out to the Victory Heat Rally community. There is a server. It's not dedicated to speedrunning formally. It is a community server, but speedrunning is in there. I do believe they have allowed it to be used as the speedrunning server as well, but mostly it is a general gaming server. But if you decide to put the game or you'll do speedrunning, there are speedrunners in there as well. Obviously, we have a speedrun.com leaderboard. As I said, there's many different categories. Pick whichever categories you wish to do so. The 80% may be a bit daunting for a lot of people, given it's 2.5 hours, or 2.5 to 3, depending on your times. But everything else, in terms of everything else itself, yeah, it's quite an enjoyable game to play. Like I said, once you get used to the handling, it's not. Look, I'm not going to complicate things. You're not going to have the hardest time with the game. You will pick the game up eventually. It's not a sim racer. It's an arcade racer. It's a drift racer. Whatever. Call it whatever you wish. But for me, it's a good mix of arcade and stuff like that. It's one of them games that you should be able to just pick up, play. Yeah, you get used to it very, very quickly. But lastly but not least, just want to mention the big shout outs to my own community, the Viper Racing community. They've been nothing but sportful during whatever I do, whether it's speedrunning, whether it's playing games casually, whichever. Same with my partner in crime, Linky. She's been nothing but loving and caring, and I don't know what I'd do without her. Yeah, I'll hand you back over to your host. Thank you very much for having me once again. Cheers.
No worries at all. Thank you very much for both runs at InstaSpeedathon 2026. So I've already shouted out Virtual QSO's donation previously, and that goes towards the blindfolded incentive for Rhythm Heaven Fever. I think when I shouted out before, I think we were in the middle of an ad break. So Virtual QSO, if you're in the chat, then thank you very much for the donation there. It's very much appreciated. The donation total now stands at £49 to everyone can. So let's keep those donations coming in as well, so we can have ourselves a really nice total to donate to them by the end of the marathon. There is a Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers poll, the character choice poll, which is currently tied between Aragorn and Legolas on £5 each. So if anybody would like to choose one of those to win the poll or to substantially increase its value on the poll, then be sure to do so as well, because we don't want tied results on polls at InstaSpeedathon. We want to have something win, and we want the community to be the one that chooses what the runner has to do, because it just makes it even more fun. I did have a quick look as well. This game, the Victory Heat Rally, is currently on sale on Steam for £10.6. It's normally £15.49. It's currently 35% off. Ooh. So if anyone wants to pick up this game, then it is actually currently on sale. But full disclosure, we are not sponsored by Victory Heat Rally or anything like that. I just thought I'd mention it because it was just on now, and Viper had mentioned about it potentially being on sale. The next run that we will be going on to is Trackmania Platform Any Percent by Ulvind. We do have back-to-back runs by Ulvind, actually, because we got Trackmania Platform Any Percent first, and then we got Park and Garage Rally Circuit All Tracks Light by Ulvind as well. We will be going over to the Trackmania run in about 5 to 10 minutes time. I'll put the intermission screen on so you guys can listen to some snazzy music whilst we wait for the next run to set up and get ready. But we'll go and sort that one out first, and then we'll get Ulvind on to do Trackmania for us. So thank you, Viper, for both runs at InstaSpeed 2026. Have you got any final things you'd like to say before we finish?
Just probably a quick mention, actually. That's probably something that's mentioned. So the next run that's coming up, Parking Garage Rally Circuit that you mentioned, that is another indie title. It was also in the same Steam Next Fest that this was in. There's even a bundle that you can get with Victory Rally, Parking Garage Rally Circuit, and Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom, which is another fun little game as well. One that I've yet to play. Same with Parking Garage. I played the demo, but I haven't played the full game yet, despite owning it. But yeah, if you like this sort of game, you're going to love that. This is the sort of... I think whether this was Sim's idea or not, but it's like a pixel art sort of racing block. And if you like pixely racing games like PS1 era, then you'll love Parking Garage Rally Circuit, is all I'm going to say.
I didn't realise they were all pixel games. It was the racing block, but I didn't realise it was pixel racing.
They've got it in common. So you got like indie pixel racing block without knowing. So yeah, there you go. No, I just want, like I said, thanks very much for having me. And yeah, if you want to catch me, I've not mentioned this. If you do want to follow me on Twitch, I'm over at Viper Races. I do stream. At the moment, I'm not streaming too much because of other things in real life. But I do stream. I do racing games, mainly Colin McRae and that sort of thing. But I do all the games as well. As you've seen, I did House of Dead 4 earlier on, as well as completely different games. I've been looking at different games as of late, so you never know what you might get. But racing game is more my forte, but again, you never know with me. So yeah, that's going to be all from me. Thank you.
No worries. Well, thank you very much. And we will see you hopefully at the next event, whenever or whatever that may be.
Yeah, sounds good.